Alright, let's see who shows up. I'm always curious when I do live streams to see who's going to show up. So, after this, I am going to do the Jupiter and Aquarius video that is due to be published today. I'll be doing something this afternoon out of the house, so I want to get that done before doing that. So, I do it every week, a general astrology video, and I intend to keep to my promise of doing that. You may find that I may not look directly at the camera because it's very, very difficult for me to give eye contact to myself. It's like I just cannot look at myself in the camera because I'm so uncomfortable with it. I have to listen to myself. Like looking at myself, I just always turn away from looking at myself. So, if you're interested in something along those lines, I recommend that you check out the Chiron in the First House video. I want to do, maybe tomorrow I want to do Lilith and Gemini as my general astrology video for the week, or general anything video, podcast episode. If you haven't followed me on Spotify for the Basins Google podcast, you can follow that on Spotify. I want to talk about Lilith and Gemini because Chiron in the First House is really, really big. I have Lilith and Gemini that's also very big. It's like Lilith and Gemini, it's like it's very much about you know, you thinking that you can't speak your mind, feeling like you can't speak your mind, like you can't speak your truth. That's what I'm talking about. And Lilith in Gemini is where you cannot speak your truth. Well, others may reject you for just speaking and sharing your ideas. It's just there's something about the energy and the frequency that you do it that's like others reject it. So if there's any part of me that you reject, it's probably my Lilith in Gemini. Talks a lot. May lie through things, needs to be very kind of mindful of what it says. I mean, I'm going to talk about it and I'm probably going to do it in a very, very compassionate way. When I do the video on tomorrow on Lilith and Gemini, may also be on Mercury and Taurus. I'm thinking one or the other. I do want to do a video for my solar return chart because my birthday is coming up. So I want to talk about the aspects going on for that. The solar return, my solar return. I'm seeing a lot of comments all of a sudden. Hello. Hey, well, I have a song coming out tomorrow. Hey, fives. I have a song coming out tomorrow about, it's basically a song giving like my dream, like my idea of having 1,000 subscribers. Not that I will become so obsessed with getting it, but I would like it. I would like more attention, more viewing of my videos because I could have put a lot of work into them, and and do all of that. And yes, I would recommend subbing. By all means, you can subscribe to this channel. I really, would be, I encourage the support for that. Okay. Now, here's the deal. I did get a comment, and okay, what am I going to say? Well, what I'm going to say is the world is not a black and white place. Some people will be aligned with what you value and some will not. Some will write in a way where they are supportive of you. They may give constructive criticism, but it's well written, but it's meant as a kind thing. But what are you doing? Just you without the word. Not aligned with my values. Well, you know, I am doing this live stream because I'm coming on and I have things that I want to authentically say. That is an answer to your question. Um, and this is my Jupiter and Virgo. you know, you is not a word, and everything like that. So it's just the letter U. So yeah, I don't like comments about that. Hello to everyone who said hi already. I hope that the comments keep coming through because it's usually just a burst of comments at first, and then everybody just goes away. Like I made a video about this last night, like validation. Like I hope that my personality doesn't just turn you off and make you go want to go away from me. You know, I cannot help my personality. I cannot change who I am. And I should be, and everyone should be acknowledged and celebrated for their unique self. So I'm not going to apologize for who I am. Some will be turned off, some won't. That is just the reality of because everybody is different. You could not expect to please the whole entire world. Some will be drawn to it, some will be like, no, this is not for me. That's just the world, okay? The world is not just one place, good or bad. It's a mix. It's a melting pot of all different kinds of opinions and views and um, feelings on individuals. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a lot of comments. I hope that they just don't leave comments and they just leave immediately. I hope that they, stick around and hear what I have to say. But anyway, if only I could just remind myself what I was writing. I think I remember. So I want to get to what I wanted to talk about first, which is here's the deal. I put out a song not too long ago, which was saying, even though I made it very, very clear in previous videos that I was against AI, and I still am against it. I still am against AI and using AI in videos because it's slop. It's human, but not. It like for songs, it takes away your creativity and then it's like real, but it's not real, and you can't tell what is and what isn't AI, and all those reasons. I've had a change of heart about well, I don't want to say that. I don't think I've had a change of heart. I just want to say, well, let me just be honest. It's there, so I might as well use it, and I do want to use it, but it will not take away my creativity. I will still produce a lot of my own songs. Most of the videos I produce and songs I produce will be my own creation. There may be a few that may be AI. I don't promise anyone anything online because you can't. You cannot promise the whole world um, anything because then you drive yourself crazy. Then you'd be in a state of this burden to having to promise everybody, your fans, that what you say to them. And that's very, very limiting, very restricting. And it's not the best thing. Because when you promise, then everyone expects you to do that. Well, like I may say something very, very, you know, confidently, like I will do this, but no promises, no guarantees. No, people in your life, promising people in your life, that's different because it builds trust and, keeping your words very, very important. Not to fans online. There's a difference. I'm talking about real people. And I'm going to kind of circle back to this at the very, very end with the last thing that I wanted to chat about. As you can tell from the title that I titled this. So there will be some content coming out with that, some songs. I actually made some songs on my other accounts. I will create those songs again because I can't transfer them over. I can't download them because YouTube doesn't let you do that. And I think that they have very, very good reasons for doing that. So, um, I am going to recreate those again little by little. They may very well come out on the daily shorts that come out every single day, which include clips and, shorts that come out one per day on my channel that I schedule at the very beginning of the month. So I don't have to wake up every morning and then post here and post my pages. And I already have a lot to talk about on here, and I don't need to have the burden of having to post to all my channels every single day. Yeah. So, no, I'm not going to do that. So, that'll be coming out. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is just, on my past videos, I was listening to some of them, the Real Me podcast videos, which is my podcast where I talk about myself. If you want to see me for who I am, go to the Real Me podcast. I am real. I am raw. I am authentic. I share my personal thoughts and insights and all of that in that podcast. I can't take my videos and put locks on them and categorize them. They just spread out like all the other ones because that's what YouTube does. That's why I say, welcome to the Real Me podcast so that you know what you're watching. If you want, authenticity and to hear my personal thoughts, then you've come to the right place. If you don't have to sit and watch it. So I have the vastness of Google, which is information and combined with insight and all that. So if you want that side of me, go over here. But if you are just interested in just knowing more about me and who I am and how I tick, then go to the Real Me podcast. So it gives you an option. I don't want to take my Real Me podcast and combine it in with the vastness of Google. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to keep them separate because on Spotify and especially, I don't want people to hear my personal stuff over there on Spotify. I don't feel that is right. I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. So I only have one podcast over there. That's my Vastness of Google. I want to keep the Real Me over to this channel. The Vastness of Google is my main podcast. The Real Me is just my other extra to the side podcast that I also do. Now, with this, I shared some information that was very kind of revealing information on some of those episodes, especially the my hospital experience episode where I shared being in the hospital and what it was with that, with my health issues there. And I shared some, like I was listening to it and going, whoa, I did not need to share that graphic information that I shared. And I just feel like I overshared on those episodes. I feel like I overdid sharing. I just shared personal information that I probably could have kept private or probably could have covered up. That's why on another episode, being in the hospital, my Great Reset, I was aware of it, and I tried to reframe it by covering up the details. I am not going to go back and get rid of any of those episodes. The whole point of the Real Me podcast is the story of me with how I am at the time. I was not so self-aware at the time. That's how I am. I want to honor that. I want to keep that. Now I'm more self-aware. So in the Real Me podcast, you're going to see me being more self-aware. Because this is who I am now, and that's who I was then. It's the whole point of the Real Me podcast, is to see the real me as I go through life. Who I really am. No cover-ups, no, edits, no, trying to make myself perfect or a certain way. It's the real me for a reason. So I called it that for a reason. I intend to keep it the way that it is. Keep the title the way that it is. Um, so, I did overshare, and I don't want anyone to be turned off by what I share in those podcasts. I was just trying to paint the picture. I was just trying to be real about it, but I could have kept some of the information in a filter. So what I want to do in future, and I've already done it, is not overshare personal details that I shouldn't share. Be very, very mindful of keeping those things private. Um, to where I'm not just spouting out all this information that I shouldn't be sharing. I mean, I don't want to show that I am young and immature. For I think if you watch my Bastions of Google, you'll find how smart I, to toot my own horn, very, intelligent I am. And I'm saying that honestly. I'm not saying that in a way that I'm being vain, like I am so intelligent. Like, no, permission. I have Jupiter and Virgo, it keeps me humble. Like it's different from being vain and then just owning your value, knowing your worth and speaking to it. Like those are different things. And I am meant to own my worth this lifetime with my North Node and Taurus. So, um, and yeah. So I don't want to prove that I am an unself-aware person who just sticks out like a sore thumb, and every other creator on YouTube knows healthy boundaries and doesn't reveal this stuff. I am who I am, and I may be different from everybody else, but I'm fine with that. I embrace that. That's just who I am. And I'm not going to change it or apologize for it. But I don't want to share personal information that I shouldn't share. That's how I feel. And the burning bridges video I put out yesterday, kind of goes into a little bit more about, not wanting to burn bridges with others on my Real Me podcast. I have a lot of thoughts. It wouldn't be, comprehensive for a Real Me podcast episode. It takes a lot to do an audio and then have to put it through the editor and do that. Yeah. So, all right. So that's one thing. Then the very, very last thing I want to talk about is I am seeing all of these written comments on this live stream. Now on live streams, keep to the written comments. However, I do think that on YouTube, there should be and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stop what I'm saying because barely anybody's watching me. I'm not going to base my own self-worth off of that. If a lot of people tune in, great. If no one does, great. I'll just continue. Just not taking it so personally, not taking the world so personally. Like detaching. Getting on your eagle's perch with that. If that's even the right phrase to use, which I've used that several times. So assuming that it is, because I've heard it from, an astrologer that I follow. So, or still follow, but don't watch his Banana videos now, because, Anyway, it would be nice if YouTube would give an option for making videos as as a way to post comments. Like you'd be able to see a comment, and then you have a video option. Create a video. Click that. Create a video. It would show you in your house and or an audio. Perhaps if you didn't want to show your house, just your voice. I could probably give you that option, but let's just say showing your face and showing your house, and then you'd be able to post it. That would be good for a couple reasons. I'm not going to take comments personally because all that they are written words. It's like I have to, like, you can't take comments so seriously. Written words to you online. It's different than somebody speaking, somebody talking to you, like looking in the eye and having a real conversation with you and all that. Um, it would make it more real. Like I would like to see all of you and hear all of you with what you have to say. Not on live streams because that would interrupt the live stream. If you were to just abruptly, butt in and talk while I'm talking, maybe it wouldn't work for that. But comments on YouTube, I think that it would work because I think that it would give people the option of deciding, well, I want to share with this person. I don't want to just write it, and I want to share with this person. That way, it's more real. Like I can actually see you and hear you, and while it would be overwhelming for me, like fans tuning into this video, um, I would say like, okay, this is an actual person talking to me and looking at me. So then I would very, very much, talk to them like that. And not just somebody writing something out, but it's an actual person, not just somebody writing something to me. Um, and my song for you is premiering in 30 minutes. So if you want to go see, oh, I got another comment. Let's see what this person said after I get done with this live stream. I'll respond. I'm hoping that the comment is not what I think it is. It said, who is squirrel monkey something or other? Probably the person that I responded to about uh Chinese zodiac sign. Hopefully it's that person, not just some person who doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway. So it would help with that, would help with being more, real. And I think that it would help people to filter things a little bit better. Like I feel like there would be less offensive, mean comments if people had the option of filming and actually making a video directed at the person instead of just writing it. Because when you're writing, you can write anything. There's no limitations. You can just write anything because you're just writing it. You're not like talking. You're not addressing the person through talking like you're talking to a person in real life. You're writing it. So that makes you very liberated and just no boundaries on what you say, because it's just, inhuman. It's not like you talking whatever, it's just writing. So I think that there would be less offensive comments um, if you could talk and do a video for your comments on YouTube. Maybe in their suggestion thing for improving features, I should suggest that, like, video a feature where you could make a video directed towards somebody as a comment. I think that that would be a very good idea, because I think that would help me see that they're real and not just writing accounts on the channel. And also, I think there would be a lot more kindness and a lot more sincerity and genuine qualities of kindness and truth if people could talk and make a video directed at a person. Because when you're making a video directed at a person, you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to offend them. Like, when you do that, you will find that you're a lot kinder, that you're a lot more more mindful and more aware of what you're saying. More self-aware of what you're saying, and you deliver it in a kind, constructive way. If you make a video, I think that you'll be less inclined to offend the person and judge the person if you could just make a video towards the person. I mean, I think that that would be a very, very good idea. So I will see about just putting in a suggestion for them to see how I can do that, not a report, because that's like for issues on YouTube. But I want to suggest to them, like, having this idea of comments, because I think that this would be, again, a very, very good idea. So that is my opinion on that. I am going to get off now because I have a podcast episode that I need to um, film, and just at 11, my song, "A Song for You," premieres, and that is a very, very important song, because that expresses why I do what I do and my approach to doing it, and the fact that I'm going to do it only for me and not for the viewer, and I'm not going to care what the viewer thinks. So I want to premiere it because I want people to tune into it potentially, and I will put the link to that song if any critical comment or mean comment comes across to that channel. And I'm not going to take them so personally and so seriously, because they're written comments. You would take it more personally if it was someone actually talking to you. And isn't that how we go through life, is talking to people? And again, with that, you would be more filtered with what your speech would be if you could talk instead of just write in comments. So, that's what I have to say about that. Anyway, that song is premiering. I'm going to get off and prepare and do the Jupiter and Aquarius podcast. It's on my list that I need to get to today. So yeah. So anyway, bye for now, everybody. See you on the next live stream.